This captivating account from the coastal vistas of Sri Lanka continues to touch the hearts of those who hear it. Navy officers were returning to the mainland after a regular patrol when one of them spotted a large gray object in the water. Initially mistaking it for a rock, he soon realized it was a struggling, sentient being fighting to stay afloat. Concerned, he alerted his fellow team members, and using binoculars, they tried to discern what it was. Their faces reflected shock. In the midst of the ocean, struggling against the waves, was a young elephant. How did it wind up in this situation? While a surge of inquiries crossed their minds, rescuing the creature was the top priority. On board, the team could sense the animal's distress and despair. Although they had no prior experience in wildlife rescue, the officers were committed to lending a hand. They were aware they were up against a mighty task. How could they rescue such a massive creature from the water? But the team was resilient. They understood that a swift, intelligent approach was crucial to save the endangered animal. Lacking specialized equipment for such a unique issue, they had to rely on their ingenuity. Moving quickly, a handful of team members boarded a smaller boat to get closer to the juvenile elephant. In this crucial moment, they faced not only nature's elements, but also their own apprehensions. They could only wonder how the elephant had found itself in such a dire situation, adrift alone in the ocean. They would seek the answers later, but for now, their main objective was saving the desolate creature. Proceeding cautiously, the officers approached, knowing that any additional stress on the elephant, especially while it was exhaustedly trying to keep its head above water, could be detrimental. Each team member advanced bravely, powered by the hope of saving this awe-inspiring being. The team now faced a new hurdle. The elephant, whom they had endearingly named Jumbo, was too enormous to be safely heaved on board. Even if they managed to get Jumbo onto the vessel, his weight could easily capsize it. Undeterred, the officers swiftly decided to tie a rope around Jumbo's head to guide him back to shore. It was a risky plan, but they were out of options. They quickly set about implementing it. No one could anticipate what would happen in the next few minutes. One officer reached out a hand to earn the elephant's trust, while others suited up, preparing to get near him. Cautiously, they moved towards Jumbo, mindful not to startle him, their hearts pounding with the weight of the mission. The elephant emitted a high-pitched shriek as they began their approach. Despite their attempts to soothe him, every step led to more intense cries from Jumbo. Something was definitely wrong. Startled, the team desperately searched for the source of Jumbo's distress. Observing a red spread in the water around him, they gasped. Realizing Jumbo was in pain, a wave of panic swept across the officers. The scent of blood could attract predatory sharks, making an already alarming situation more dangerous. This was a critical decision point. Abandoning Jumbo was out of the question, yet the idea of facing sharks was terrifying. With each passing second, the situation grew more desperate. Brimming with courage and oblivious to the dangers, the divers dove in to examine Jumbo's wounds. Getting closer, they discovered an enormous fishing trap, tightly wrapped around his leg. The trap was deeply embedded in his skin, causing him grave pain and contributing to his heartbreaking cries. The severity of Jumbo's distress amplified the urgency of saving him. The divers had to act swiftly, apprehensive of a potential adverse reaction from Jumbo in pain, worried about his powerful kicks. Nonetheless, they were pleasantly surprised when Jumbo remained extraordinarily calm as they worked to untangle him from the trap. This unexpected calmness made their task easier and helped them gain his trust. One by one, They carefully untangled him from the trap, eventually managing to remove the last barb from Jumbo's leg. However, this wasn't the end of the ordeal. The rescuers returned to the boat to begin the arduous journey back to shore. Despite their best efforts, it was clear that Jumbo was on his last leg. Every meter was a struggle, and he seemed moments from collapsing. Nonetheless, the team was unwavering in the face of adversity and resolved to bring him safely to shore. Finally, reaching the shore, Jumbo was beyond celebrating his rescue. Unable to steady himself, his eyes reflected gratitude and fatigue. His sudden fall to the ground surprised everyone. Understanding he needed immediate medical help, the team contacted the nearest veterinarian clinic, conveying the urgency of the situation and calling for assistance. Shortly, a team of veterinarians arrived, noting the seriousness of Jumbo's condition. Despite the odds, every step was taken to relocate him to a nearby shelter and initiate treatment. Beyond providing essential medications, they drenched him in affection and care. Often, love and compassion yield results that surpass medical help. Under the steadfast attention from the veterinarians, Jumbo gained strength with each passing day as his injuries healed. While his treatment continued, the empathetic naval officers sought to find his herd to reconnect Jumbo with his family. The task seemed nearly impossible. However, the team showed unwavering determination. After meticulous research and careful monitoring, they finally found Jumbo's tribe. As they had suspected, the herd had crossed over from the Kokolai Lagoon, where Jumbo had been separated from them due to turbulent sea waves. As Jumbo showed signs of recovery, local people made arrangements to bring him back to his family. Instead of letting him traverse the lagoon alone, the officers decided to accompany him for safety. With extreme caution, they led him across the shallow part of the lagoon. Upon reaching the other side, something unforeseen happened. Jumbo turned around and emitted a strong trumpeting sound, giving thanks to the officers who saved him. This heartfelt expression profoundly moved the officers. This call from Jumbo grabbed the attention of his tribe, which soon emerged from the forest. Initially, the officers feared they might have unintentionally brought Jumbo to an unfamiliar group of elephants, anticipating a territorial response. But the elephants greeted him with joy, rubbing against him as a sign of love and reunion. Witnessing this touching welcome, the officers sighed with relief, reassured they had found the right family. This sight was so powerful, it brought tears of joy to the onlookers. The reunion of Jumbo with his tribe filled everyone's hearts with unparalleled joy and relief. This tender display of unity and love among the elephants was a rare moment signifying the bond between humans and animals. The officers realized the importance of their tireless efforts and sacrifices. This reunion underscored the power of Mother Nature and the compassionate side of humanity. This exceptional rescue mission highlights the fragility and significance of wildlife and our duty to protect these magnificent creatures. Like many wild animals, elephants face threats from human activities, ranging from poaching to habitat encroachment. Safeguarding natural environments and bolstering conservation initiatives isn't solely about preserving animal species. It also ensures the endurance of the ecosystems they inhabit. It's paramount that we recognize our duty, spread the word, and take united steps to shield the wild expanses, vital for the survival of both animals and ourselves. If this story has touched your heart, consider taking action.